Good evening, Dharma brothers and sisters. I hope you are well. Uh, so now we stopped in a few weeks our study about the word my perfect teacher. So today we are going to again study a little by little. So before we studied about human precious life, it's difficult to get the 8 freedoms and 10 advantages. This is we studied, and we already started the impermanent. Impermanent, already we studied also about the outer universe, which is impermanence. And also we studied the impermanence of the beings who is living in this our world. These are we already studied. So today we are going to study the impermanence of holy beings. So generally, the holy beings is they have special power. So their body, their mind cannot destroy by any emotions, any elements, like 4 elements, cannot do anything. But the death is, they also cannot avoid this death. So all the holy beings and all the sentient beings as like same us, there's no choice. Everybody have to go in this death path. There's no choice. So today we are going to study about these holy beings. For example, in our Kalpa, this present Kalpa also, there are many Buddhas, Bodhisattvas already appeared in this world. But also all of them is disappeared. Now these Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, so only like a history, like story. When they appear in our world, that time, of course, they are not alone. They have many their followers. And the followers also not same like us, have qualities, many powers, miracles. So many the Buddha's followers have many different qualities, inner qualities, physical qualities, mental qualities, powerfuls. But all of them now is only we can talk about stories. Nothing left. Only the Buddha's teaching is for a while, for the moment, is left. Fortunately for us. The others is nothing left. These are, is we called, is a impermanent holy beings. For example, when the Buddha uh, living in, when the Buddha was living in India, that time many masters, for example, the six ornaments and the two supreme ones. There's also the 80 siddhas, Mahasiddhas. This is just an example. There's a lot of qualified teachers, masters. Many of them have special qualities, also like clairvoyance and miracle powers. But it's all now it's like only stories. The storytelling, how they lived. We are just talking, we are just mentioned their stories. Only left is Buddha's teaching. Also in Tibet, when the second Buddha or the Guru Rinpoche, he arrived in Tibet and in the Sami monastery, he turned the well of Dharma, especially Mantrayana, through this Dharma to ripen many or liberation many beings that time. At that time, their followers also have have got many qualities, powers, like 25 disciples, and also we called sometimes like 80 siddhas of Yerba. Just these are is example. Many Mahasiddhis, many masters, almost them is achieved high levels of accomplishment, and also they had mastery over the four elements. That means like cannot burn by fire. Also is cannot be swept away by water. For example, now like tsunamis come, also they cannot be swept away by this tsunami. Something like that. Also, they cannot be crushed by earth. Even the earthquakes coming, they can control because they mastery all the old elements. For example, there's his story Milarepa. He was in the cave. There's some hunters saw the Milarepa. Of course, Milarepa is something like a special. Looks like outer looking is very poor, very different. The human beings, because he is not eaten the food like actual food, just he's eaten like grasses, drink the cold water, so automatically his body's color. Of course, there's no many different the clothes. Then these hunters first they saw maybe this is some like a ghost, but some of them said maybe it's a human being. It's possible. Then they asked, "Are you a human being, a man, or are you a ghost?" At that time, Milarepa remained motionless. He didn't answer anything. Just he gazing, he's gazing his eyes, the meditation way, you can say. but there's no answer. Then the hunters, looks like this is a ghost. They first try to kill by this, these arrows. That time the hunters, they use arrow, but the arrows cannot to pierce his skin. That means they cannot kill him. Then anyway, those people, like hunters and robbers, when they think in their mind, thoughts coming, always like bad things, harming the other things, harming to others. Almost they never think like positives. Like a 95%, they always, always thinking bad things for others. Otherwise, there's one guy, he's in the cave. Why the hunters need to kill him? He didn't do any bad things for them. But this is like a nature of hunters and the robbers, doing the bad actions, human beings. Nature is like that. That's why we have to control our mind. Often and often, again and again, we have to check our mind. We have to examine our mind. Otherwise, sometimes mind is very strange. If you change the bad ways, then it's difficult to return a good way. It's very difficult. That's why when you go in the forward like bad ways, then when you have some thoughts, you're thinking all of them, the actions, your thoughts and the actions, bad way. Looks like this is like something for their pleasures. That's why, so always the practitioners, they always control only one. What? They control their mind. This is important. Then these thieves, these hunters, they cannot kill him. Then they start. They pick up the wood, sticks, and they piled this wood on the Milarepa and try to burn it. But it's, of course, Milarepa is like, how to say, mastery of the four elements, so they cannot burn him. Then also, of course, they have some like inner hesitation and also something like they want to do more. They don't want to live there. This is the way of the hunters and like thieves, something bad people who are thinking like this. Then they try to throw in the river. River cannot take away. They try to also they throw the edge of the cliff, like high rocky mountains. Mostly the caves, on the rocky mountains. When you go out, you have to be carefully. Otherwise, you sleep, how to say, then it's easily to fallen down. If you fallen down, then maybe it's the 50, 60, 70, 100 meters. So there's no hope to alive. Then they try to throw from this edge of this cliff, but Milarepa is fly and to come back and like sitting back where he had been before. So they can't do anything. Those person, this is an example in Tibet, the master who is have reached the high place or high levels, into like true stories, which is not something like history, ancient time, something like it's not history, something for the children. This is like a real story, which is appeared, it exists in Tibetan. One is the most the powerful practitioner or reached the high level in one life, single life, the Milarepa. So those people also is nowadays only is a story. It's not exist. Oh, one day, yes, like these holy beings born here, he practiced this way, and he have these powers. And finally, what happened? Finally, he died. Of course, he passed away. It's maybe special way. He went to now. It's maybe in some pure lands. But anyway, in our front of our eyes, which is we can see, those people also died. So we are also, of course, compare these holy beings. For us is nothing. We came to in this world. We were born in this world because of our karma. It's not we choose. We cannot choose. Through the power of our karma, we were born in this world. But it's a good karma. That's why we were born in human beings. So here, what they are talking about, for example, we say now, oh, holy beings also is disappears. Okay, what is benefit for us if you are thinking holy beings also not appear now, they disappeared? What is benefit for us? This is we have to think about. Oh, impermanence is not only us. Even the holy beings also is now is a like a story. It's not exist now anymore. Maybe holy beings at the moment now during our life, our generation is possible. Yes, exist maybe, but we are now talking the ancient holy beings. Also, it's the same as that. So what we have to think, we have to do practice, follow the holy beings. So holy beings, yes, looks like they disappear, but surely they have some goal. They went to upper world, we can say, like pure land. They are not going to through the karma. They can choose. They can choose where they are going to reborn and where they're going to do for the benefit the others. So we also have to think and we have to copy to them. That is the important. Then he also, after this impermanence of those in position of powers, that's nothing. That's really nothing. The holy beings whose mastery for the elements also they cannot avoid the death. This also disappears. Then the position is nothing. Of course, in this world, there's some people have high positions, but positions only for a while. When the death is coming, these high positions, the like God, high position, these people, and us, if compare us, exactly same. Because there are also not mastery They are not mastery of the elements. When the earthquakes come, they are going to die, seem like us. The fires come in, they are also burned, seem like us. They are not mastery about these elements. Only for a while their position, say their voice very high, and they have a lot arrogant, they talk arrogantly. Only that, maybe they have a lot of money. I don't know. Maybe there's some of them maybe intelligent, but there are other human beings also in the human beings. Surely they're much more the intelligent than this person who has high positions. But anyway, the different karma is like this. Anyway, the Buddha says one in sutra, like the great rishis, their fivefold powers, like that means have a lot of clairvoyance, lot of powers. Even they can fly in the sky wherever they want to go. But they cannot reach a land where they don't need to go, die without death. Cannot reach. So for us it's nothing. In this world, some people have lot of, how to say, like extremely rich, but when the death is coming, they can't do anything. They cannot take all his positions, possessive. They cannot take. Even they cannot take his body. So same like us. It's also in this world, some of them, a lot of qualification, good qualifications, amazingly the intelligent. But when the death is coming, they can't do anything. So finally, the reason is you are rich, you are high position, you are beautiful, or you are very strong, or very, how to say, brave. But when the death is coming, all is the same. We can't do anything. We cannot avoid this. So if you think ourselves compared like holy beings, so our home, our belongings, it's nothing. It's the same like insects, hive. You can say, oh, like birds' nest. Nest or nest? You know, the birds, they given child, they make a little bit nets, home. But when the storm wind, storm water, fires, of course, they will disappear. Same like our life. We think we are doing like a house of a very strong house. For us, it's very strong, but when the impermanence is coming, like four elements, one of them very strong is coming, water is coming, tsunami is coming. Our house is nothing. Of course, our body is like insects. House is nothing. earthquakes coming, our stone house is nothing. Fires come, it's the same. So it's nothing. We think it's very stone, very nice, very rich. But when the impermanence come in, then those we are thinking is very stone, very nice, is nothing. So also if we think the seasons, seasons also every year is changing. It's not only year, it's changing every day, every second. But we don't know. That's we cannot see. So only we see like 4 seasons. Spring, summer is coming. As all the sentient beings, we can say like happy. Maybe some of them not. But mostly we can say when spring's coming, then insects start getting like wake up alive. Then they slowly running everywhere to get some food for living. All the birds exactly the same, like singing. They looks like happy because the birds they can get many food, insects. That's why they're happy. Water. The other animals also they can get like flowers or grasses, whatever they want to eat. Different life there. Even the human being is also when the summer, spring is coming, spring and summer is coming, we are happy. Mostly we are happy. Long day, hot, and our skin also like become nice. We are also slowly is become rich. I mean, we need food. Food is come from or animals or it come from earth. So when the spring, summer is coming, then the vegetables, fruits, all is growing up. This is the part of our life, you can say. Save our life by these things. So we are happy. We are working hard, but it's happy. Then it's autumn is coming. Everything change. Grass, flowers disappear slowly. We don't know when it's disappear. We don't know exact moment, but slowly it's disappear. Grass is become dry. Then all the earth's colors change. Then slowly insects is disappear. Something like maybe disappear in the earth or disappear in the sky. We don't know. Slowly it's disappear. Then animals also, many animals have a lot of suffering because they couldn't find the food. And weather is cold. Then even human beings, we try to make like prepare the condition for living the winter, autumn, winter, but still, the season is changing. Like maybe short light, very long dark, and very maybe cold, someplace, or maybe like windy. Then through those changing, then our color also is changing. Inner our mind, mentally also, is not very happy. Something like more stress. Stress. But these is impermanent. So we can see in 1 year, there's many different impermanence arrive. And we can see. But we are not thinking that. We are not analyzed about this. When the permanence coming, like winter's coming, only we are thinking front us and we little bit suffering, but we are not thinking really impermanent, worldly, outer, inner. So this is it's very important to think about. For example, we are almost every day we are looking in the mirror, our face. That's why we don't know, like 1 year, 2 year, how we are going to become old, become changing our face. We can't see really 1 year, 2 year, 3, 4, 5 years. We can't see. It looks like same always. Because we are always looking in the mirror every day. If you are living with a person, few years, we don't know how it's changing. But if you haven't seen this person like in a few years, when you saw this person, sometimes difficult to recognize this person. Amazing change, terrible change. Is ourself also same. Surely, if you don't look your face with your mirror, like 3 or 4, 5 years, then after you again, once you see your face in your mirror, surely you will be shocked. Is it really me? Why it happened? These feelings can come. So this is we have to think again and again. This we call this impermanent meditation. Impermanent. It's very important. Then why this is important? Because if you don't think about impermanent, then you are thinking or you are decide something like your goal, or how to say, your plan. Yes, you are going to make a plan to live. Looks like it's never died. For next life, like 1 year, 2 year, 3 years plan. Now you are making plan, and I'm going to do next year, after next year, the next year. But the date is come close and closer. One day is dead is now. Oh, now I'm front of your door. Now you have to go. That time is now maybe we regret. I didn't prepare anything, but this is too late. And that's why if you think of impermanent now, then maybe impermanent is sure, it's 100%, but maybe this is coming tomorrow, maybe next year, maybe next month. Then this is like make you hurry up to practice, meditate. That's why it's always the masters said, the main point what we have to think and what we can't forget is impermanent. And what we have to practice, the main point which is we have to practice is generate bodhicitta. Those two is very important. Thinking impermanent, then this is like you make you hurry up to, not like laziness, not something like sleep, not like useless things to just to pass your time, just waste your life. When you're impermanent, if you think about permanent, if you meditate, if you remind you're impermanent, then you really hurry up. Now I have to hurry up. It's not really best way, it's a good way to postpone the positive things. And also, before already we studied this past. For example, the human life is precious. So you have to think together, impermanent and this together. The human life is precious. It's difficult to get again and again. So once I got this one, I'm so lucky. Now, but it's lucky, but we don't know when is impermanence coming. When the impermanence come, then they're finished. Once I'm lucky, but this lucky is finished. Lucky is end. So what I have to do, I have to continue this lucky. Means like I have to do more positive things. In the future, the other lives, next life is more better than this. This I have to hurry up, otherwise we don't know impermanence. When is coming, it's impermanent. If after maybe 20, 30 years, then maybe I have a little time. But this is, we don't know. Maybe possible after 20, 30 years, but maybe it's not. Maybe we'll get tomorrow. So that's why it's impermanent to make you hurry up to practice. This is very, very, very important. Also, if you carefully think yourself, we don't have many time now to practice, to do good things. For example, now, if we think about 40 years, okay, maybe for our case, some of them may be 30 years old, maybe some of them 40 years, some of them may be 50 and 60, it's possible. But just average, we can think about if we are 40 years, in the 40 years. So we think maybe if we stay until the 80 years old, okay, like a long life. We think now almost we have 40 years. Still we have 40 years. Or quite long time. But reality is not really long time. You know, like one day we have 24 hours. Well, sleep, how many hours? Maybe 8, 9. Some people like 10 hours. Then they're just left like 14, 15 hours. Then 14, 15 hours, we work maybe 6 hours or 8 hours. If we work 8 hours, then there may be 5, 6 hours, left like 5, 6 hours. Then how many hours we just waste, like useless things? Going, running, eating, talking, chatting, searching something in the internet, Facebook. How many hours we just waste? Then how many hours per day were left for the practice? There's no many. We think like 40 years is quite long, but reality, there's no many time. That's why this we have to think. That's why we have to hurry up. When we have time, when we remember to practice, immediately we have to do it. As much as we have to hurry up, we cannot postpone. Now, if we say like every day, okay, I have 2-3 hours every day for the practice. Yeah, that is good also. That's good, not bad. But in the 3 hours when you practice and studies or maybe meditate, how many minutes you really seriously, concentrately. But some of the time you are practicing, but your mind is gone. We can see often when you practice, maybe you read something, you recite the mantras, but you are looking your iPhone. But that is clearly you are not meditating on that. Maybe your mouth recites something, mantras, but totally you went away from your meditation state. So how many minutes and how many hours, or maybe hours, difficult minutes, concentratedly, seriously, with all conditions what we need to practice. So there's no many. That's why I want to say something here. Now we notice our human body is really precious. It's something like good condition for us. And also impermanence, we saw this outer, inner, everything like high positions or high qualities or maybe some holy beings. Everything is impermanent. So we are included, of course. And also impermanent is difficult to know when is impermanent coming. That is the more, how to say, difficult one. That means, for example, maybe all the beings, especially human beings, they're intelligent, they know how, they know, analyze. So human beings generally afraid death. But some people say, I'm not afraid death, but it's not true. It's not come front of you. When front of you, so death is coming, almost 99, 95% is afraid, is not happy, surely suffering. This death is very scareful or scare, like afraid things. But it's more afraid things is it's impermanent. When is death coming? We don't know. That's really afraid. Because generally afraid is, yes, we are afraid, but it's if you think carefully, like analyze, but there's no choice. One day, in holy beings, kings, high positions, like presidents, or today we can say presidents. High position, yes, of course, high position. But there's no choice. Rich, poor, are same. No choice. Though I'm also no choice. Everybody going one way. I have to go also. I have to take this path also. So maybe it's afraid, but it's not really strong because there's no choice. But the afraid is when is coming this death, this impermanent. It's not same everybody, not same every beings. So it's really afraid. If coming slowly, when I'm become like 80, 90 years old, then this is like normal. Okay, that's time to go. But now I'm like planning something to live, to practice, or to maybe prepare something in the future, next life. And also as I'm planning some for this life, my family, for my partners, something. But the death is, if you think death impermanent is, we don't know. But today I'm making a plan, but tomorrow maybe I won't be there. Maybe death is close in my door. So that is really scare, afraid things. Then it's more than that one afraid in the Buddhist way, but death is not so afraid because there's no choice. Every being's going there. But the most scared one is, afraid one is birth, rebirth. Why are we afraid of rebirth? Because we don't know what kind of beings we will be. If it's a human being, then it's okay, good, like now. Again, we become like young. Again, maybe we have to effort to study things. Human life, there's many problems inside, yes, and life, yes. But this is normal. It's not only human beings. But the most scarce, if we become like insects, animals with a horn, or something like insects, who going to burn us? Maybe. Who going to kill us? Who going to eat us? So that is really scareful. That's why we can do something now. In the future life, where we are going to be born, this is in our hand now. If we do good things, then will we be next life surely will be good. Already the previous karma is good karma. That's why we reborn in this our human precious life we got. So now, next life is in our hand. If you do positive things, if you want to really, if you love yourself, then we have to do something ourselves. Because the others can't do anything for us. The Buddha says, I can't do anything for you. Just I can show you the path, the methods. If you use these methods, then it will be helpful for you. Because this is my experience. I used these methods. I did this way. Finally, I reached this liberation, free from this samsara, the sufferings. Mastery the elements, for example. So that's the Buddha, he said, by his experience. So that's why if we love ourselves, we have to do something. Now we have to really, from now, we have to stop to reborn in the low realms, at least. Then slowly go up. We can slowly, more and more, can reach qualities like become rich quality, do positive qualities, positive things. Then if we do like this way, then like meaningful to reborn our life, the human life. Anyway, the old beings who is born in this world or other worlds, all is impermanent, then one day they will die. Whatever we accumulated, stored up, is also impermanent. One day it's run out. Even if it's not run out, we cannot use it. For example, if we are really extremely rich in this world, if you have the old wealth of this world, but you can't do with this. You can't do anything special. Maybe only your life, of course, you can use, which we can use only our food, clothes, which is we need. This is we can use. But the other things, even you reach, you cannot use all of them. One day, when times come, then you have to leave this for others. We don't know, maybe your generations, or maybe for other things. Finally, the reason is in our life, only we can use for our food and clothes. Then beside there something like more, make some pleasures. That's possible. Not more than that. So that's why the masters also they said no meaningful if you whole life, whole your energies, all your qualities for use to getting wealth, possessive, all your life use for them. There's no meaningful because you cannot use all of them. Nothing help for you. But of course, we cannot say when you become rich, it's not very positive. You are positive when you are become rich. Of course, it's positive. But you have to know how to use it. Yourself, you cannot use all of them. Only food, clothes, maybe some pleasures. But the others, if you can use for maybe for helping others, beings, or human beings, it's not meaning. It doesn't mean if you are rich, you use this as necessary to reach the use for monasteries or lamas for only this dharma activities. It doesn't mean like that. Any beings, if you can use this, your richness for the beings, helper for the beings, that is meaningful you are become rich. Otherwise, we have these examples. When you reach, it seems like a dog. You know, if you have dog is a whole night he's keeping this rich man's house and his maybe a gardens, everything he have to keep. Otherwise, the robbers come or something. Whole night he cannot sleep. Tomorrow, what he can get, he cannot use anything about these things. Only he can get food, which is he can alive. Then we sleep a little bit. Then is darkness coming. He have to again work. But he work whole his life, but he can't use all of them. Like rich also similar. You try to really, you use your intelligence, your energies. Maybe also you did many bad things to get these things also. Maybe cheat others also. Maybe it's not. It's different. But anyway, you have many things. You have many the worrying about these things. But you use only this some part only for your food and clothes. That's why I mentioned maybe pleasure things. The others you can't use. So it's very, very important if you are become rich, then this like the way of use your wealthy. You become rich, that means you have good karma, surely. You have some like life, you did positive things. Now this result is ripen. But now, if you know how to use this like result now, this make your more good result, good cause. It's become like you will get like a more good result. But if you don't know how to use this one, the past your action, the cause, this is now ripen here. Now, if you don't know how to use this one, with this, maybe if you have a lot of emotions, something you accumulate, other the negative karmic karma, then will be go down again. So that's why if we studied about like cause and effect, if we are believe cause and effect, if we believe as the Buddha's teaching, if we are believe like previous life and in future life. So it's very important to analyze which is the best way to make accumulate. Even if you are rich man or woman, then which is correct way to use those your possessive. That is also important. Anyway, all the togethers which become like together is impermanent. One day is separate to part. For example, our families in our life, we think our family is important. When families for a while we together, but one day is surely become separate to come apart. You have to slowly one by one disappear. As families seem like the masters, they always taking the example like market. The market from morning until the afternoon is crowded, lot of people together. But after maybe 10 or 11 the p.m., it's empty. There's no more human beings going there, for example. Some place really empty, the marketplace, totally is empty. Tomorrow again it's crowded. But this is like same, our family, our life is, for a while is together, but this slowly, we don't know when is, slowly is disappear. The old, for example, the human beings, like, built like buildings, castles, those things. It's amazing we are thinking, but we are thinking like always in the future, like more and more better than, how to say, more and more better. Yes, we are more intelligent, we are doing more, it's better, but anyway, these are also one day is despair. One day is surely, slowly is collapse. So in this world, if you resume, there's nothing is stay stably. Not exist something like not impermanent. No matter if you are rich, have many. If you are high position, have many your helpers or servants, or maybe if you are very strong man or woman, powerful, you have many servants or you have many helpers, you have many groups. Then though one day the death is coming, then there's no choice. Nobody can help you. You have to go alone. That is we have to think, and we have to remember. That's if you remember that, and with that, if you can practice, that means like we are practitioners. That's we are practice the impermanent. So that's important. Maybe this is not very good. This internet qualities also. So I will stop there.